Now, I'm telling you, if you want to proclaim yourself a Buddha or a really great, completely enlightened master, you must have three things. First, knowing heavens and hells. Second, being omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, mean have countless multi-dimensional bodies. Third, having unsurpassed complete wisdom here and beyond. And all these, plus more incredible powers, must be verified by your disciples everywhere in the world as the results of their meditation practice taught by you. First of all, you must know where hells are. You must know where heavens are. You must be able to rescue at least your own so-called disciples from hell and bring them to heaven, or at least give them the next reincarnation as good standard humans. You have to know where heavens are so that you can bring your so-called disciples there to live in peace, happiness, blissfulness, and liberation forever. You have to know where hells are, where heavens are. Up to now, I don't see that any of the contemporary so-called masters know them. And another thing is, you have to have multi-dimensional bodies, either manifestation light body or physical body, or different bodies in different spiritual domains, in order to continue to guide your faithful, your disciples, to higher and higher dimensions, if they were still crawling in lower domains. And if you want to say that you have many thousands of disciples or many hundreds of thousands of disciples, you must know how to guide them, how to lift them up now and beyond, at least above the three destructible worlds. Okay? How to be by their side always 24 hours every day until the day they leave the physical world. And after, you are still responsible for their spiritual development in the higher heavens if they have not reached the liberation completely in this lifetime, or while in the little higher heaven than earth after they leave this physical dimension. The third thing is you have to have wisdom to teach your so-called disciples. You have to know God in order to have the real wisdom, not just blah, 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 reading books left behind by ancient Buddha, saints, and sages. So you have to have three things, yeah? That is, you have to know where heavens and hells are. Second, you have to be omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, so that you can be of help to your disciples anytime, anywhere, in any need. Third, you have to have complete wisdom in order to guide, teach, and open the knowledge of your disciples so that they can gradually help themselves. Now, too many of the so-called masters don't have anything like that. They just repeat what they read from books. Yeah. Or copy their master's teachings, if they even have that master's permission to teach or to copy them using the master's name even, not to talk about they use their own name. That would be a very catastrophic for that so-called master. Those proclaiming themselves to be great masters, Guruji, Satguru, or the like, but who don't have these three required powers to rescue people, to rescue their disciples and their relatives from hell, and not have enough power to lift their disciples up to higher dimension, and don't have the Buddhas or the God's wisdom to teach their disciples. All of them will go to the relentless, burning great fire hell for a long, long time. Minimum is for thousands of zillions of kalpas.